Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 4 here in Biloxi. Man, it's so interesting to see how a home court advantage can change an atmosphere.
Sorry, I'm recovering from my ears being blown out there, Marcus. I was not expecting you to come in so violently. I know you,
Uh,
I know you missed Game
well,
3 and you're excited now, but
I mean, hey, we got things a little bit interesting here. It's pretty insane of how just home court advantage will be the one thing that Kim really needs to power up and just keep draining threes throughout the game.
you can't forget about Sterling stepping up as well, finally matching up well against Derby after struggling in the first two games. But as you said, home court advantage is a huge thing, especially when you have the crowd behind you, energizing you. I mean, BLV 42 points in the first quarter alone last night.
Yeah, it's really intense, and throughout the game, I mean, even though the fact that shooting wise, both teams were pretty even, but the biggest thing that made it that game so far apart was the fouls and those charity stripe being a huge factor once again in the series.
Very much so. I mean, we saw it game one really help the bikers close it out there. The Voodoo, though, like you said, just completely and utterly dominated at the line. I think outscoring the Bikers by almost 20 points at the line alone.
Yeah, exactly. And going back to earlier with Kim and Sterling, being able to take advantages of finally being able to get a rhythm going between the two of them. I know for Kim that with his early struggles of trying to get going offensively, it just seemed like that both Kim and Sylvia's kind of um, swapped how their nights were from previous games.
Very much, like you said, the two of them may as well have been wearing a costume of the other player there tonight for how dominant Kim was, especially starting off so strong. I think he scored the first 12 points for BLV last night just to start the game off.
Yeah, and all of them being threes as well. It just goes to show that even taking a little bit of rest and having a chance to sit back, really reevaluate how the game is going for you, and coming with such a strong response, it wasn't surprising that he was the POTG last game.
No, he was not. Though, question is going forward for this game four, do we see the same Kim or do we see him revert back to his first two games? And do we see Sylvius return strong or are we going to continue to see him struggle on the road?
That is a good question. When it comes to Kim, maybe reverting back to the game one and two self. Um, Kusik has started getting hot as well, being able to do very well offensively. Finally, being able to um, outpace Jonathan Laurier a little bit.
That he was, and the rookie definitely being able to step up was a big line for BLV to finally take a win at home, however, making it at least avoiding the sweep, which I guess will probably upset a few Bikers fans, though at the same time it may give them an opportunity to watch their Bikers win at home should the Bikers take game four tonight.
Yes, indeed. And I think this also goes back into giving a reminder that on any given night, something crazy can happen. And you can say a little bit that the Bikers were pretty overconfident after the first two wins at their home court. But when it comes to visiting someone else, it's a whole different monster when you have the crowd against you.
Yes, and especially when not only is it the crowd against you, but when you come in cocky after two 20-point blowouts, definitely can create a level of overconfidence that comes to bite you back in the ass.
Yeah, exactly. I think that at the end of the day, with this could be a learning experience because even though that this Bikers team has been pretty dominant, really throughout the playoffs, you can argue, um, this could be a little bit of a lesson for them to really take their opponents seriously because they are a young team still.
Very much so, and it'll be interesting to see how the leadership of Redfield comes out in this playoff series, considering He did not factor much into the first two games. However, game three, he also had a bit of a struggle, only putting up 8 points.
Yeah, so hopefully that even though that he's not the go-to scorer, he'll still be able to pretty much bring in the leadership, get the gang back together, and hype them up throughout this game because it's going to be mainly themselves trying their best to try and stay in it and not lose on what's important.
Right, and it looks like the players are getting ready to head onto the floor, so we're going to kick it over live to the actual game.
All right. And here we are getting ready for a game 4. The Biloxi Voodoo and the Dakota Bikers are ready to get things started. And for the 4th game in a row, Biloxi has won the tip-off. It just seems like that even though that they don't have the lack of size, they're the biggest concerns, and ooh, not a great start for a possession for Biloxi as they threw it away. I think it was Kusik that time. It was good to see Silvius bring it up. Silvius asking for a screen. Passing up to Derby, and Derby got it blocked by Bengstein. He lost the ball a little bit, wasn't able to get the easy lay-in, but Mishima had to pretty much foul Kusik, so they'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, excellent defense from Sterling there, blocking Derby. It looked like Derby was going to have an easy dunk almost until the polecat came flying in and knocked it out of his paws. A little bit of a bad pass down low in the post. Derby was unable to really get it cleanly and had to bobble it a little bit, which gave Sterling the time to come over and smack it out of his paws.
I mean, right now, we haven't really seen a score. Can Kusik make the first point of the game? And he does so. So Biloxi gets to be on the board first. A nice little 1-0. That's weird.
Well, I mean, if the score was to end 1-0, we'd have a problem.
Yeah. And right now, the co-rookie of the year getting ready for a second shot. And he does make it with ease. So Biloxi now up 2-0. Redfield being the rare point. Redfield passing over to Derby. Derby lost his defender and able to make a nice jumper there, tying it back up. Kim being guarded by Silvius. Waiting for his play, passing it over to Banksing. Banksing. Pass it over to Evans. Evans laying it up and in. So right now Biloxi's up now as Silvius brings it.
Yeah, both teams pushing the post early here.
Mishima. A pass, I believe he was trying to pass it over to Derby, but it was taken by Feckle. So now Kim trying to take advantage, but no good. Mishima with the board. Laura, you're bringing it up. Right now, I think second chance points are really, really big. Biloxi was able to take advantage of it last game as Silvius. It's a nice quick switch as he passes it over to Mishima. Mishima with a 16-footer, and it's good.
Like I said, all the points coming in from within the three-point line compared to last game where we saw the first 4 attempts made from three-point line as Evans lays it up and in with the foul. That's just Mishima's second already.
Yeah, right now it just seems like both teams are testing each other a little bit on their toughness going into the paint like that.
And perhaps even this is an adjustment we're seeing from both teams as they're actually going to see, I think Mishima subbed out only 2 minutes into the game and 2 fouls is a bit too much early. And free throw is good as well, so the three-point play, that gives BOV a 3-point lead. Might be an adjustment for both teams trying to get each other in foul trouble early here.
Yeah, right now, that could be the key here. As we're going to see a nice pass to Silvius with an easy three-pointer, but no good there. Could have been a simple look, but Derry was able to get the foul as he tries to lay it up and in. I believe Banksing with the contact.
Evans, actually.
Oh, Evans.
Don't go putting the fouls on that polecat.
Well, I mean, no offense to the guy. It is pretty common for him to get a little bit
physical.
A foul or two.
a foul or two. I mean, but don't forget he's at home right now. The refs want to leave safely tonight.
You're right on that, but Derry will be able to make the first one. Has a chance to bring the deficit down to only 1 point. So Luxie's up 7-5.
Yeah, compared to last night, scoring much more tame. At this point, BLV was up to 14, I believe, after that rapid-fire 3 set.
And Dakota is able to go in within 1 with the 2 free throws from Derby. As we get to see Kusick taking his time. He passes it to Kim, who found his way in the paint, but again, no good. Now Sylvius bringing it up. Once again, the two teams are continuing to try each other in the paint. And we can see a screen from Derby. And right now, we get to see Sylvius making a long 2, I believe, and it's no good. Kim with a little bit of a fast break, but had to stop it as the defenders were quick to get to the other end of the court. Kusick. Passing over to Kim, and Kim is wide open for the easy 3. And right now, we get to see Kim continuing on that 3-point fire from last game. And we get to see Redfield with the rock. Trying to get a sneaker. Derby gets a chance to go into the lane, but fouled by Evans once again, his second personal. And so Derby will once again go up for 2.
Yeah, so we might see Lee here subbed out as well now with his second foul only a minute later than Mishima's earned his, even though you could argue that BLV has a bit more depth with Reinhardt available, but we will actually see him subbed out.
Yeah, Reinhardt has been a really important piece for Biloxi coming off the bench. We'll be able to see Derby.
Well, that's an interesting matchup at the 4 spot, considering BLV has its arguable veterans at the 4 spot with Reinhardt and Lee, whereas Dakota is playing a 2-year player and a rookie with Mishima and Rose taking over on and off.
Then we get to see Kusick passing over to Reinhardt. Excellent pass there as Reinhardt was able to get the nice, easy jumper. And right now we see Sylvius trading it over to the rookie Rose. Rose passing over to Lawyer, and Lawyer with a nice fadeaway shot as it rattles home. Now Dakota's only down by 2. And we can see a deep pass, but it was deflected by Derby and recovered by Redfield. And we see a little bit of a fast break, but everything's hold on for now. And Sylvius gets the rock now. Passing over to Redfield. Redfield with a nice quick jumper. And he's able to get the lucky bounce. And Dakota tying it up 12 apiece.
Yeah, simple mistake there. Trying to go for the fast break ends up allowing Dakota to tie the game up here.
And we get to see Kusick passing it to Beng Sing. Get a chance to go against Derby here. And he's able to make the easy jumper.
Well, it's only easy because he got the successful pump fake going on him.
Right now, Sylvius. Basing was debating whether or not to do a double team, but Lawyer gets the nice catch and shoot, but this time no good. Kim bringing it up. Kim. Getting a nice screen. And he passes over to Kusick. Kusick for a long 2, and it's good. No one was able to shake off Lawyer there on that possession. Biloxi's now up by 4. Sylvius, again, getting a quick screen from Rose. He passed it all the way over to Redfield, who was wide open for 3. Was able to hit the side of the rim, though. So no good. Feckle with the rebound. Passing it over to Kim. Kim, Kusick laying it up and in. Fast break points. Going to the voodoo. As now they're up by 6, 18-12.
It's that same situation as last night where BLV's quickly putting up points on Dakota right now.
Yeah, we get to see Lawyer with the rock. Getting a screen from Derby as he tried to make a fadeaway jumper, but no good. Derby getting the offensive rebound, but wasn't able to lay it in. So right now we're seeing Biloxi having a bit of a run here. Let's see if Dakota is able to get a much important stop. We get to see a screen from Feckle. And Feckle pulling it back for a nice 3-point jumper. No good, though. Derby with the board. Lawyer bringing it up, just going up for that 3, and he makes it.
Yeah, defender fell off of him there, not expecting him to actually take the stand-up jumper in the first 5 seconds of the shot clock, but it worked out for Lawyer as it was nothing but net there.
And yeah, we can see Kim pass it over to the rookie Kusick. We'll see if Kusick can have an answer for that 3. We only got 7 seconds on the shot clock. Pass it over to Kim. Feckle for 3. No good. Rose with the board as he passes it up to Lawyer. Lawyer passing it over to Sylvius. Rose with the rock this time as he's able to hand it over to Lawyer, who sends it back to Sylvius. A reset of the play as we get less than 5 seconds on the shot clock. Derby has to do something as he puts a wild shot up, but no good. It's right now Kim going for 3. Hits the side of the rim, though. Derby having a shaky start this game, only 1 for 4. And right now, Sylvius with the fadeaway jumper, not being able to convert there. As Kusick throws it to Redfield. So that was a costly turnover, and Lawyer passing it to Sylvius. Sylvius laying it up, and he misses wildly there.
Airballed, expecting contact from Sterling, it looked like, but no foul called on the play.
Yep, it's Kim going for his passing to Kuza, who's taking a step back 3, making it look easy, and we get the first timeout to Dakota. Kusick right now, 3 for 3.
And all from 3 point. Well, actually, no, 2 from 3-point land, a free throw, and that nice little layup on the fast break. Like I said, perfect from the field so far. The rookie giving Dakota trouble here as BLV is up by 6 now.
Yeah, right now, Kusick being a big answer here in the first quarter in the early goings of this stage. I mean, eventually we were probably going to see him flourish, considering that he is probably one of the best offensive rookies this year.
Yes, especially from long range. Definitely shined this season. Well, I think the only rookie to actually make it to the 3-point contest this year as well.
Yeah, I believe that you are right about that. I'm going to have to check right now.
I mean, you weren't a judge this year for the dunk contest, so I guess you weren't really paying attention too much to All-Star Week, aside from your journalistic duties.
Yeah, just got to keep it nice and real, keep it simple. It wasn't as big in the All-Star game, in the All-Star Week, as I normally am. But, we're not here to talk about the past. We're here in the future. As Fulton brings it up, I believe both, we get to see Redfield laying it in. As I said, both squads were able to swap out a majority of their rosters. So we get to see both benches play it out. As Vilka trying to force his way into the paint with ease, but was not able to make it. Dakota really is hoping to find some kind of noise with the bench, because they have been struggling throughout the series. As Redfield tries to make a tough jumper, but not able to make it. Reinhardt was right on him. Good to see Xavier Nutton going up against Lawyer. Those two having a very interesting matchup throughout the series, as Reinhardt trying to throw it up there, but got blocked by Samantha. Excellent pause there. And we're going to see Redfield trying to take advantage, but no good. Vilka with the rock, passing over to Nutton. Nutton going back over to Reinhardt. Reinhardt passing it back to Nutton. And we're going to see Vilka with a 17-footer, and he makes it with ease. Nice mid-range there from Andreas.
Well, you say making it with ease. The ball rattled quite around a bit there before it decided to fall in.
You see Samantha passing it up to Lawyer. Lawyer going over to Redfield, and we get to see a foul there by Andreas, his first personal for the reach-in.
Yeah, looks like we'll actually see Redfield benched here for Tanner as well.
Yeah, right now we get to see Poyetier passing it into Lawyer. Lawyer back over to Poyetier. Poyetier fighting his way into the paint, but not able to convert there. As Andreas brings it up. Andres passing over to Reinhardt, and Reinhardt gets the and one as Tanner fouled him from behind. So once again, we're going to see this Black Panther back into the charity stripe, which seems to be his home, as we remember in the first game.
Yeah, but he couldn't replicate that first game success in the second one as he misses his first and only free throw.
And Boyer being able to go in for a lay-in, but not be able to convert. So we get to see Biloxi bringing it back up as Nutton gets the rock. Nutton passes it over to Butler. Butler going to Mosley. Mosley to Andreas. Andreas with a long two. Hits the back of the rim, so no good. Boyer with the rebound. Now, Fulton the Raccoon. Taking his time as he sees Lawyer getting an open look for three. No good, hitting the side of the rim. Mosley with the... Right now, Lawyer not into a hot start as we get to see a nice lay-in from Craig Reinhardt. Fulton passing up to Lawyer. Lawyer passing up to Samantha, but it gets rejected hardcore by Reinhardt as Nutton gets it. Butler trying to lay it up. No good, though. But Poyotier fouls him. So he gets to go on the line for two.
BLV slowly building a lead here, up by 10 with 2 more opportunities from the free throw line to extend it, and only 1 minute and 51 seconds left. Reminiscent of the first game at BLV, except thankfully BLV hasn't scored 40 so far tonight.
Yeah, we get to see Butler going for his first and making it. So right now, Biloxi is up by 11. I was good to see some changes. As Lawyer gets sat down for Allen. And Reinhardt gets sit down for Soko.
Yeah, no surprise. Reinhardt came in very early, far earlier than normal due to the foul trouble on Evans.
And Butler was able to rattle in both. And so Biloxi's up by 12. And right now, you really, if you're a Bikers fan, you really want to hope that they'll get things going offensively. But Samantha gets to go on the line for two. You can see Mosley's not really happy with the foul.
No, definitely not. And I mean, looking back so far in the past couple games, this would be the worst showing for Dakota in a quarter right now. 17 points to start the game is not good. So far, their lowest scoring quarter has been 24 yesterday.
Well, we get to see a little bit of more offensive Samantha mix the first. And no changes from either side. Samantha taking her time. And it's good. So right now, the deficit is now down to 10. Hopefully they'll be able to get a stop here to get some single digits as Newton. Pass it up to Vilka. Vilka for the jumper. No good, but Mosley with the offensive board and laying it up and in. So right now the Voodoo's bench is outscoring Dakota by 10 as Fulton passes over to Poitier. Poitier passes it over to Nanta. Tanner with the rock this time. Passes it back to Fulton. Fulton going along the arc as a lot of passing going around for Dakota. And Poitier goes for the three, and it hits the side of the rim as Mosley gets the board.
Well, to be fair, I think Reinhardt accounts for like 6 of those points right there.
Yep, as Mosley gets fouled, as Samantha gets her first personal. Yorka showing a little bit of frustration there. Didn't think it was a lot of contact, but the replay says otherwise. And Trent Mosley getting ready for his first shot. And the Elk makes the first. We get to see some changes again. And right now, Poitier gets sat down for Hayes. And we get to see Butler getting subbed in for Parsons. Mosley not being able to make the second. And right now, Biloxi's up 32-19 as Allen has the rock, passing up to Fulton. Again, a lot of passing coming from Dakota side. And we get to see a nice little jumper from Allen, bringing the deficit down back to 11. Right now we see Nutton passing up to Mosley. Mosley going over to Nutton, passing it up to Parsons. Parsons passing it up to Mosley, and we get to see a nice feed there to Nutton as he lays it in.
Yeah, Dakota right now with the shot clock differential will probably take the last shot here.
Yeah, but right now we get to see a pass over to Tanner. Tanner passes it up to Allen. Allen going over to Hayes. Right now with only 6 seconds left on the shot clock. And we get to see a lot of passing once again as Tanner lays it up, finding a quick opening to the lane. So we get a nice quick lay-in. And I believe that should be the end of the first. And we get to see a wild shot by the end on Biloxi's side. So now Biloxi's up by 11, 34-23 at the end of one.
Yeah, managing to match the differential from last game where they were up by 11 to end the first quarter. However, both teams were much more efficient at scoring, but I think BLV will take this lead as it is.
Yeah, considering it throughout the first, they were able to get to the charity stripe quite often. We're seeing a little bit of that once again. I'm wondering if they're going to get over 30 like they did last game.
Yeah, that and the fact that we'll probably see Lee and Mishima come back in for the second quarter, seeing how the two teams play around players with foul trouble here.
Yeah, it will be interesting. But right now, I would say that there might be needed a little bit more three-point shooting, really from both sides. As we don't really see them going after those perimeter shots as often in this game.
No, but it might be a change-up from both teams trying to attack the post as much as possible, especially since both teams have been so dominant from three-point range that they expected each other to try and adjust their perimeter defense to stop them. But they may be overthinking it in regards to how effective both teams have been. It might be worth returning to that setup here earlier than continuing to pound the post, especially with two of their post players in foul trouble.
Yeah, right now we get to see the start of the second quarter. And Dakota will be able to get the rock first. He gets a nice pass over to Silvius. Letting the play develop as he gets a nice screen from Derby. And he tries to pass it to him, but Sterling with a quick pause. Getting the quick denial as Soko with the long two. No good, but we get to see a foul on Sterling Bankston for a loose ball. And I think that was his first personal for the game.
That it was. Now you can officially say he has a foul. Unlike earlier when you called it in a minute in. Took him 13 to get his first foul.
Sometimes it's just a quick, oh, nice block there. I believe that was Lee with the rejection as Parsons passes it over to Soko. And right now Andreas has the rock. And he goes for a three. His side of the rim. He was left wide open. They were challenging him to take that shot as Allen brings it up. Allen doing his own three, and he makes it look clean. And now the deficit is down within single digits as Parsons has the rock. He passes it over to Sterling. And right now, Vilka goes for a three in himself, but he answers right back. Andreas getting a nice little showing. The second year player. As Silvius gets double team, passes over to Derby. Derby passes it to Hayes. Hayes with a quick jumper, but no good. And we get Evans with the board. Andreas bringing it up, being guarded by Allen. And he passes over to Parsons. Parsons for three, and it's good! So right now, Biloxi is up by 14. Dakota has to find a way to get an answer offensively as Hayes with the rock passes it over to Derby. Derby passes it to Sylvius. Sylvius for three. Nope, no good. Hits the right side of the rim as Parsons with the rock. Driving up, making it an easy lay-in. Right now we can see a nice pass over to Mishima and gets the and one.
And the third foul on Evans. We might see him subbed out again here early. It's only been 3 minutes into the second quarter and he's already racked up that third foul.
An excellent pass there by Sylvius going all the way down court. Setting up this possible three-point play, and it is. Getting a little old-school three-pointer.
And actually, Evans will stay on the floor, so watch out for a fourth foul possibly as they try and attack him in the post.
Yeah, we get to see Kusick. He's having a hot game right now. Get the screen. He passes it over to Kim. Kim passes it over to Kusick. Kusick going down to Evans. Evans passing it up to Kim. Kim with the last-second three-pointer. No good. Derby found a way to get it in his paws. As Derby passes it up to Redfield. Redfield passing it to Sylvius. And Sylvius got the screen from Derby. Sylvius getting a nice screen there from Derby. And Derby gets the ball and try to make the jumper, but no good. Hard screen there by Derby. As Feckle was able to get Banksing open, but no good.
I mean, you try running into a almost 300-pound deer.
True enough, as Sylvius passes over to Mishima. Mishima tries to pass it, but it gets deflected and stolen by Kim. And Kusick wide open for three, and it's good. Right now, Kusick is on fire. The Rook still perfect from the field goal wise. He only has 12 points in the game. They have to find a way to stop that rookie because right now he is too much.
Right, and you can see them, Dakota making an adjustment, trying to keep a closer eye on Kim, and that's allowed Kusick to find the seams in the defense and get wide open on the perimeter and even driving into the lane. The rookie might need to make an adjustment to potentially have Lawyer stop focusing on where Kim is as help defense and just focus on his mark here tonight.
Yeah, because right now the rookie has been pretty much continuing his momentum from last game. He also had an excellent showing. But right now it does seem like that defensively Dakota has to find a way to get an answer because they are been drilled so far in just about every aspect.
Well, not just that, they need to get something going on offense with Sylvius and Derby both struggling here tonight. They have fallen behind here, 16 points. Quite a deficit they've allowed to build here, especially since they only have, it's only been 4 minutes into the quarter.
Yeah, but we get to see Sylvius bringing it up. He passes it up to Lawyer. Lawyer for three. Hits the side of the rim, so it's no good. And Evans gets the board. He passes it up to Kim. Kim and Kusick. Can he do it again? Not this time. Feckle putting up for a free throw jumper, but it's no good as Derby had the board and he passed it immediately to Sylvius. Redfield with the rock. Taking his time as he passes it up to Sylvius. Sylvius with the long two. His paws were on the line, but no good. Banksing with the board. Kusick. The rookie, holding off a little bit, passes it up to Feckle. Feckle passes it to Banksing. Banksing, taking the time and passes it up to Kim. Kim has to do something, goes for a desperation shot, and he gets the lucky roll.
Yeah, it was a nice little ankle breaker there. Almost took Sylvius down, but stepping away from him managed to generate enough room that even with the height disparity was able to get that shot up. And Redfield going to try answering back with one of his own is no good.
Yeah, but Banksing gets the board. Feckle bringing it up. Feckle passes it up to Kim. He passes it over to Banksing. Banksing loses the ball, but he was able to recover. Goes for a desperation shot. And Redfield gets the board. And he loses the ball. Feckle might get a chance to get some fast break points, but wasn't able to make the shot. But we get to see an offensive rebound by Kusik, but he wasn't able to lay it in.
Yeah, we just saw that stat pop up. Dakota, 3 minutes without a score. His lawyer's underneath, going to try and break that drought, and he does. First bucket in almost 3 minutes for Dakota with their starters on the floor. Not just their bench struggling, but their starters here tonight.
And right now they're down by 16. They have a lot to answer right now. And as we get to see Kusik throwing it away, as Sylvia's going for the fast break dunk.
Yeah, I mean, considering that's his first basket tonight, a slam dunk might have been the most guaranteed way to get it into the hoop.
Yep, being the only bucket he made so far. And Kim tried to make an answer, but he loses the ball as Sylvius was able to pick it up. Right now, Dakota stepping it up on defense as he passes it up to Lawyer. Lawyer throwing it up, but no good. Right now, the Voodoo are doing an amazing job in rebounding.
Well, it helps when your opponents keep missing every shot.
But Kim gets blocked by Sylvius, but was able to recover, throwing it to Banksing, and Banksing was able to clean it up.
And you see right there why Kim has struggled a little bit. 6-inch height differential is a bit much to have to overcome. It takes a lot of focus and decision making when it comes to the shots, or else you're going to have that paw right in your face and the ball sent right back. Is Dakota going to call their third timeout? BLV hasn't even called one yet, but they are in control of the game right now.
Yeah, it seems to be is no surprise, because even though the fact that they have racked it up a bit defensively, they're still finding a way to get some buckets. As Mishima bringing it up to Lawyer. Lawyer doing a nice lob pass to Sylvius. And Sylvius tried to feed it to, I believe, Mishima, but it got stolen. As Kim trying to find a way to pay this to Reinhardt, and Reinhardt gets fouled by Mishima. His third personal of the game. He might be taken out here.
Yeah, even though compared to Lee, where Lee had his 5 minutes ago, Mishima getting it now is not as big of a deal, but they will make a substitution, but for Sylvius here as Fulton will come back on the floor.
And right now, Biloxi up by 17 in this game as Reinhardt gets ready for his second one. Black Panther was able to get the second. So right now, Dakota down by 18. And we get to see Redfield get fed by the Raccoon. Nice assist there from Ronnie.
Yeah, Reinhardt making his case for arguably should have been 6th for the year as Kim's going to go for 3 off the screen. No good, though.
Yeah, but we get to see a nice rebound from Mishima. Lawyer bringing it up. Passes it up to Redfield, who bring it back to Lawyer. And Lawyer for the 3. No good, but we get to see a foul by Mishima, his 4th personal. Yeah, they might have to sub him, which I believe they did.
Yeah, they did. They brought in Thorn Tanner instead now. Or sorry, Samantha instead.
Yeah, right now we get to see Nutton with the rock as they pass it up to Kim. Kim, back over to Nutton. Nutton trying to pass it deep into the post, but there were too many defenders there as Dakota was able to get the turnover, and Samantha laying it in, making them pay for that turnover. Nutton. Then they played it as Kim, leaving him wide open, but was defended quickly by Rooney. Rooney passes it to Mosley. Mosley throwing it up. He gets fouled by Samantha, so he'll be able to go on the line for 2.
Yeah, we're seeing both teams now with the bench on the floor, except for Kim, of course, for BLV still out there. And he's had a bit of a struggle tonight as well, and actually see a bit more substitutions coming in as Tanner, and it looks like Vilka will come in. Both teams have kind of struggled in terms of their stars tonight, except for Casper really stepping up.
Yep, and Mosley getting ready to see if he can make his second one. And no good there as Tanner gets the board. He passes it up to Rose. Passes it up to Lawyer, who goes for the 3, and he makes it. And right now, Lawyer might have to step it up a little bit. 4 for 11 so far. 2 for 5 beyond the arc. And right now, Andreas passes up to Kim. Kim with the long 2. No good there. As Tanner gets the board and he passes it up to Lawyer. Lawyer just throwing it up there for 3. No good. Lawyer might have to calm it down a little bit, trying to take those wild shots. But Andreas trying to answer back, showing the Meerkat how it's done. Biloxi's up by 15.
Yeah, another team able to really whittle ways. We see a ball passed around a ton there.
Yeah, right now we saw one of the defenders of Biloxi got a paw on it. And luckily Dakota was able to not get another turnover.
Until
and as soon as I said that, Samantha with the costly turnover, but thankfully Biloxi was not able to capitalize.
I'm glad Trent was paying attention there because it looked like she threw it at his face.
Oh man, Rooney, another costly turnover, as none was able to get it. Nothing laying it up, no good.
Dakota giving them every chance here, but
yeah, Dakota might have to like tone it down a little bit, trying not to force the ball, as we get to see Ronnie with a nice 15-footer. Right now, Andreas taking his time. Guarded by Lawyer, and Kim with a little open look, and he's able to rattle it home.
yeah, the scoring differential does not change much. It's been 15 points for a while as Samantha's going to try and put one up. No good, though. But Lawyer, offensive rebound, fouled by Reinhardt. Will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, right now, Dakota doing the best that they can offensively to be able to catch up to them, but it's really the defense that has been a little bit of a struggle, especially trying to cover the likes of Kusik and Kim getting ready to warm up as well.
Yeah, and Dakota would like to at least match BLV this quarter. They do not want to go into the second half having been outscored 2 quarters in a row.
Yeah, I mean, right now we get to see some substitutions as Hayes comes in, and we get to see Parsons comes in as well. Laurier did make his first one, so Biloxi's up 57-43. We're down by 14, and now it's 13 as Laurier was able to make the second. Bikers are perfect from the line, but they do need to do some better defense, as case in point there was Nutton able to lay it up and in. Excellent finding by Andreas. I believe that should be his, I think his 3rd or 4th assist in the game so far.
I don't know, considering Noonan got blocked at first. I think he might have to give the assist to the person who blocked him, as Rose is no good from free throw line.
Yep, and Parsons passing up to Andreas. Andreas passing it back to Parsons. Parsons passing over to Nutton. Nutton for 3. No good. Lawyer with the board.
Surprised they haven't pulled Lawyer off the floor yet. He's been out there for a while. Surely fatigue's going to start to set in here.
And then Lawyer passed it up to Fulton. Fulton going to Hayes. Hayes passing it up to Rose. Rose trying to lay it up, but he gets blocked hard by Reinhardt. And right now, Parsons getting to lay it up and in. Biloxi slowly running away with it. Not even slowly at this point, as they're almost up by 20. There's Hayes passing it up to Fulton. Fulton trying to lay it up, but it gets blocked from behind. And it looks like Andreas is taking that block on.
Well, he's taking credit for it, and it looks like they will finally substitute Lawyer out. No, actually, is that not Lawyer staying down? No, Lawyer's moving over to small forward. They're going to keep the Meerkat out there probably till the end of the half.
Yeah, right now, we get to see Fulton passing up to Rose. Rose guarded heavily. He has to pass it back out to the perimeter as Lawyer passes it back to Fulton. Lawyer with the catch and shoot. And he makes the 3. So right now, Lawyer, even though with a 15, can be taken with a pinch of salt. Not really doing well field goal percentage wise. You can see Andreas.
And now called for the
Gets,
foul.
yep, his first personal. Lawyer with a reach in. And it looks like that we might see Lawyer. Nope.
Feckle coming back in
Beckel
now.
comes in. So Lawyer still on the court as Nunn passes it up to Andreas. Andreas passes it up to Feckle. Feckle for three. No good. It was good to see Allen. Passes up to Fulton. Fulton passing up to Allen. Allen with the fadeaway jumper, but no good.
I was about to say, if they made a three, they would at least tie BOV for score this quarter. But now it looks like they're going to have to go into the second half down even further.
Yeah, but Nunn getting guarded heavily by Fulton. Fulton showing that scrappy defense, but it really doesn't matter as Nunn was able to make it within.
Yeah, not when you're getting that much of a height difference. And we'll go ahead and look at the stats. Kim struggling 3 for 10, 1 for 5 from three-point land, but he has 5 assists tonight. Sterling only 2 for 4 from the field, 4 points, 6 rebounds, but a steal to his name. Beckel 0 for 5, taking shots but struggling here. Kusick missed his last 2 shots, but 4 for 6, started off hot with 12 points and 3 assists. 3 turnovers, though, for the Rook. Reinhardt, 8 points, 5 rebounds. Vilka, 8 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, and a block to his name as well. 2 for 3 from three-point land. The 3 turnovers from the rookie definitely hurting BLV a little bit, even though at this kind of lead it's hard to really complain that much. As look at the bench now, Reinhardt, Evans, because of his foul trouble, has been forced to sit. Only played 11 minutes so far in the first half, but 5 points, 5 rebounds, perfect from the field with a block. But as you see, 3 personal fouls as well. Newton, 6 points, 3 for 7, including that near buzzer beater in that final seconds of the half. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Mosley covering all the stats, 4 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. Sokolovic, only an assist his name. Parsons, 7 points, perfect from the floor, 3 for 3, 1 for 1 from three-point land. Moving on over to Dakota, not a nice looking stat sheet for anyone really, even with Lawyer 15 points, 5 for 13 though. Silvius, that 1 dunk is all he has to point-wise, 1 for 8, 1 block, 3 assists and 2 steals, at least handling himself on defense right now. Looking at Redfield, 50% from the floor, only 6 points though, 2 rebounds, an assist and a steal. Derby, 7 rebounds, 6 points, 4 for 4 from the free throw line, but 1 for 5, not doing good either. Rose, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Hasn't been able to convert any kind of shot. Fulton, 1 for 2. He was blocked on his second shot attempt, but 4 assists for the backup point guard. Looking at the bench now, Samantha, 4 points, 1 rebound, 1 block. Mishima, also having to sit because of foul trouble, but he has 4 now going into the second half. 5 points, 4 rebounds in only 9 minutes with 2 turnovers. Tanner, 6 rebounds, 2 points, perfect from the floor, but only taking 1 shot, and an offensive rebound as well, pulled down. Hayes, not a lot to look at stat-wise besides his 1 block and his 1 assist. Poitier, similarly, only 1 assist, has missed both his shots. Allen, though, 2 for 3 with 5 minutes, has scored 5 points and handed out 1 assist as well.
Here we are seeing the team stats, and right now the Vikers are struggling field goal percentage-wise.
Struggling is an understatement. They are only hitting 1 for 3 in terms of shot attempts. So,
yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle as we get ready to start the second half, and the Vikers will get the ball first as Silvius brings it up. Hopefully, we get to see a better half from him. As we see a pass from Redfield, and Redfield not being able to make it as it hits the back of the rim. Feckle with the board. Feckle passes it up to Kim. Kim passes over to Banksing, and Banksing gets fouled by Derby. Derby was trying to get a nice clean block, but knocked him down by accident.
yeah, only silver lining is that's Derby's first. If it had been against Mishima, we would have been in real trouble here for Dakota if they had 5 fouls on their starting power forward. Now they will bring him back in as I say that, though. Going to put a little bit of danger now with him in mind on the floor.
Yep, and right now, Silvius is able to bring it up. Silvius getting a screen from Derby. Right now has a little bit of an advantage the perimeter-wise. But he passes up to Derby. Derby going over the much smaller Kim, and he's able to get a nice reverse lay-in. Taking that mismatch with advantage.
Yeah, but he had to tiptoe the line there. I thought he was going to step out.
Yeah, right now, Bender Jordan only making that second field goal as Kim. To Feckle. Feckle with the long two, and she's able to make it in.
Yeah, her first bucket tonight so far.
With the rock. Mishima passes it up to Silvius, but gets fouled by Evans. With the reach-in foul. So
Ooh, what were you doing last night?
I don't know. Now we get to see Silvius going for the fadeaway three.
And it is good. That's his second bucket
Silvius.
tonight.
Get to see Kim. Banksing with a fadeaway shot. No good. And right now, Silvius bringing it up. Lawyer. Passing up to Redfield. Trying to get a drive, but he loses the ball. Feckle with the steal. Great pause by Feckle. And she goes ahead, trying to take her time. Trying to get into the paint, but she passes it up to Kim. Kim passes it over to Feckle. Feckle for three. Hits the front of the rim, but Banksing with the offensive board. Silvius had no choice but to charge back in there and make the first foul. As Banksing going to the line for two as he makes his first.
Yeah, the Polecat able to get between the basket and two defenders there. Silvius kind of forced to foul hard because Sterling would have had an easy dunk lined up without him fouling there.
Yep, and right now, Banksing going for the second. And it's good. So Biloxi up by 17. Right now, Dakota has to find a way to get an answer here as Derby passes it up to Silvius, goes over to Redfield. Redfield, excuse me. Here's a nice screen from Derby. And passes it over to Derby, but he loses the ball. But Mishima gets it, tries to lay it up, but no good. Derby, a third, fourth chance, finally able to get it in.
What do you call that? A fourth chance? I don't know if it was blocked or stolen or what, but Derby loses the ball, and Mishima puts a shot, misses, gets it back, blocks, and then Derby has to finish it off after the fourth shot of the possession.
Yeah, what a wild possession that was as Kim gets the easy jumper there. Right now, just the bird just showing that this is his house. We're going to see another timeout from Dakota.
Yeah, that's their fourth timeout. BLV has called 0 so far tonight.
Yeah, right now, Biloxi just showing a lot of confidence throughout the game. They have pretty much been in control for a majority of it as Derby loses the ball for Banksing. Banksing almost stealing it right then and there. Could have been a costly turnover. Right now, Dakota still fresh with the 24. And right now, Redfield gets the rock as he tries to lay it up. No good, though. Tough shot there. Feckle was not having it as she gets the board. Kim passes it up to Kusic. Kusic for three. Man, this rookie is just keeping it raining.
Yeah, considering he had not shot for at least 5 or 6 minutes. Still hot, though.
Yeah, right now, you get to see Lawyer trying to make an answer for it, and he does as he rattles it home.
Yeah, only barely keeping it within 20 points here.
And we get to see Kusic pass it up to Evans. Evans going over to Feckle. Feckle passes it up to Kusic. Kusic down to Evans. And Evans tried to pass it into the paint, but it gets stolen by Mishima as Redfield Pass it up to Lawyer. Lawyer going over to Derby. Derby trying to lay it up, but he gets fouled by Banksing. That's the Polecats' second for the game.
Yeah, with Derby struggling down low in the post, they haven't had much of an opportunity to really pressure Sterling here tonight.
Right now, Derby going for his first. It hits the side of the rim, so he won't be able to capitalize. See if we get the second. And he misses them both. So right now, Biloxi is still up 74-57 as Kim gets blocked by Silvius. Silvius passing up to Redfield. Redfield trying to lay it up, and he banks it home. So right now, Dakota down by 15 as Kusick. Try to pass it to Kim, but pass it right behind him. So that's a costly turnover by the rookie.
Yeah, Sylvia's struggling on offense, but has stepped up on defense. I believe he has 2 fouls, 2 steals and 2 blocks on Kim now.
Yep, and Silvius taking his time as he passes over to Redfield. Redfield with a 15-footer, and it is good. So Dakota slowly trickling it back within a reasonable deficit as they're only down by 13 in the middle of the third quarter. As Evans passes it up to Kim. Kim for 3. And it's good! So right now, Kim, even though he's struggling a little bit, was able to extend the lead once again as Silvius tries to answer back, not being able to get it, but Derby dunks it home.
Too much of a positional advantage there. No defender between him and the basket. Had no fear slamming it down.
Yeah, but right now, Casper, once again, being guarded by Lawyer as he passes it up to Kim. Kim being deeply guarded by Silvius. And right now, you get to see Evans with a nice switch, and Evans not able to convert on the advantage as Silvius is able to bring it up. Silvius trying to make it through, trying to get something going, but is not able to get the lucky bounce. Feckle going out for a nice free throw jump shot, and she's able to make it in. Right now, Silvius almost losing the ball, and Silvius passes up to Redfield. Redfield with a nice alley-oop dunk to Derby.
Yeah, Derby literally catching on fire here in this second half.
Yep, that's Kusick taking his time as he goes over it. It's a screen from Evans. Kusick guarded pretty well by Lawyer as he passes it up to Kim. Kim with the long 2, not able to get the lucky bounce as Derby gets the board. And Silvius all the way coast to coast with the lay-in. Excellent assist from Derby, and Bikers are on a 13-5 run.
Yeah, they're still down by 12, though, even after that much of a run.
Yeah, but right now, Kusick passes it up to Banksing. Banksing. Pass it up, and it gets knocked away, and Derby gets the rock, and he passes up to Lawyer. Lawyer to Mishima, and Mishima not able to lay it in. Wasn't able to continue on the little run that they have. So we get to see Kim hand it over to Kusick. Kusick passing it up to Banksing. Banksing trying to make a little shaky bake as he lays it up, but no good. Foul there by Derby.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are going to make a substitution here.
Banksing was able to make the first. So we do get to see some subs. And right now we get to see the entire bench for Dakota come in outside of Mishima. And we see the same for Biloxi as well. So right now the bench has a lot to do as Banksing is able to make his second. So Dakota only down by 14. And right now Mishima gets to dunk it home. Nice feed there by Roni.
Making up for his earlier missed shot, and it's interesting to see Dakota bring their bench in, especially as they were starting to go on a roll.
But right now we get to see Banksing trying to get his way into the paint on Samantha. Samantha fouls Banksing. I believe that's a third personal. Banksing once again going back to the line for 2. And he misses the first. So now we get to see another sub in. As we get to see Silvius coming back for Allen.
Coach May just wanted to have a word with him before sending him back on the floor as he literally just sat down.
Even Banksing getting ready to go for his second. And he does. So right now with the lineup, Silvius is going to be playing shooting guard. A little bit of an interesting decision considering that he's not having a great night. But Silvius trying to lay it up. No good, but a nice tip in from Samantha.
The way he threw it up on there almost looked like he was expecting a alley-ooper to catch it, but worked out in the end.
There's none. Passes over to Reinhardt. Quick passing from Biloxi. And now they'll wait for Reinhardt. Only has less than 5 seconds on the shot clock. And he passes out to Kusick. Kusick for 3. In and out. So right now, Silvius get a nice quick fast dish into Mishima. And Mishima laying it up and in. So a nice fast break for Dakota.
Yeah, heads up play from Silvius there, because he actually jumped with the ball and drew both defenders up in the air. He was able to pass it to Mishima, who was wide open.
Yep, as we get to see Andreas waiting for Kusick, going for the long 2, and he makes it. The rookie is just right now cooking.
Yeah, and
he is on fire.
A little stat we missed pointing out was that Dakota had whittled it down to a 9-point game here. They have another chance to get it back down to single digits if they make these 2 free throws.
Yeah, but right now Samantha being able to rattle at home. So right now it's a 10-point deficit. They can bring it back within single digits with the next shot. No subs from either side. And Samantha misses his second. So right now, Biloxi up by 10. And Basing lost it, but was able to get it cleaned up. As Basing was able to get the second. That could have been disastrous there, but the Polecat was able to clean up his own mistake. All right, now we get to see Silvius with the long 2, and he's able to make it. I believe that's his third shot that he made throughout this entire game. And right now, Andreas passing up to Nutton. Nutton for 3, and he makes it look easy. And the voodoo looks like cannot be stopped offensively. As he passes out to Knudsen. Silvius passing over to Fulton. Fulton trying to find a way to drive, and he actually draws the contact and won. Some excellent skills there from the Raccoon. He's able to get a nice little finger roll in.
Yeah, the short players tend to get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to being called a foul on with any kind of contact.
Yep, and right now he's able to make the old school 3-point play as Andreas passes it up to Nutton. Nutton passing it to Reinhardt. Reinhardt going to Kusick. Some more passing on the perimeter as Banksing gets fed, and he gets to go on the line for 2. And that'll be Samantha's 4th.
That's now 2 Dakota players with 4 fouls here tonight, with Mishima and Samantha now in trouble.
And right now we get to see Banksy making his first one. He brings the lead back up to 11. Let's see if we can do 12. And he's able to do that. So right now we get to see Fulton with the boards. He passes up to Mishima. Mishima getting a nice finger roll. Excellent feed there. Right now Andreas passing it over to Nutton. Nutton passing it to Reinhardt. Reinhardt passing it to Nutton. Oh, Kusik, excuse me, as he lays it in. Fulton bringing it up court to court. He passed it over to Knudsen. Knudsen passing it back up to Fulton, who's deep into the arc, as Silvius goes for a long 2, and he makes it. So Dakota brings the deficit down to 10. Silvius starting to warm up a little bit late in the third, as Reinhardt passes it to Nutton. Nutton might be considering an ISO, but no, he gets over to Kusik. Kusik with a nice back behind pass. Lots of passing from Biloxi, as Banksing had to make a tough shot, but not able to convert, as Knudsen gets the board. Rose, the rookie power forward, bringing it up as he passes it to Fulton. Fulton going over to Silvius. Silvius trying to play a little shake and bake with the rookie as he tries to get the screen from Samantha, but was not able to capitalize. And right now it looks like Silvius might have to go a step back 3, and it gets defended well by Kusik. And right now Andreas making a fast break point, and he makes the easy Euro step against Ronnie Fulton. And Silvius going for a final 3 and hits the front of the rim. So right now at the end of quarter number 3, Biloxi is up by 12.
Yes, Dakota actually able to whittle the lead down just a little bit with that quarter, as BLV had been up by almost 20 there.
And right now we get to see Kusik with the route, passing to Kim. Kim with a nice quick 15-footer to extend it up to 14. Fulton bringing it up, pass it up to Redfield. Redfield passing it to Derby, and Derby with a nice lay-in. Nice find there from the Deer, as Kim brings it up, passes it over to Vilka. Andreas gets some nice passing going along the perimeter. Kim with a long range 2, and Kim is just showing what he does best. And right now Sylvia is passing up to Fulton. Fulton going over to Derby. And Ronnie Fulton with the screen, as Fulton brings it up. Fulton passes it to Sylvius. Sylvius gets the screen from Mishima, and Sylvius going for a 3, but was not able to convert.
Does it count as a screen if the player steps over the person?
I mean, can be debatable. It did like slow him down a little bit. As Andreas passes it to Kim, and Kim with the long 2. No good this time, as Redfield gets the board.
The wind slows me down too, but I wouldn't call it a screen.
Well, Craig Reinhardt fouls Derby, as Derby was good with try good for the first one, but was no good. And Derby was able to make the second. So right now Fulton gets subbed in for Lawyer. So right now I believe the starting lineup for Dakota is all out there. Right now we get to see Andreas passing up to Felkel. Felkel going over to Kim, and Kim gets blocked there by Sylvius once again, as Redfield goes for the long 2, but only hits the rim, as Felkel brings it up. Felkel pulling it back a little bit. He passes it up to Kim. Kim picking it up as he finds a way to make some moves. He passes it to Evans, but he gets blocked by Mishima, but Craig Reinhardt was able to lay it in. Right now we get to see Lawyer with the rock, and he passes it up to Mishima, and Mishima lays it in and one. And once again, we see the home team breaking the century mark really early in the game, as Dakota was able to get the 3-point play, old school wise.
Better than last game where they broke it in the third quarter.
Yep, as Evans is able to try to make a quick jumper, but was not able to convert as Derby gets the board. Passes it up to Redfield. Redfield tried to pass it to Silvius, but it gets tipped and stolen by Feckle. Feckle taking his time as passes over to Kim. Kim was able to get a nice quick pump fake, passes it up to Reinhardt, and Reinhardt wasn't able to lay it in. He lost a little bit of the possession of the ball during that, as Silvius gets the rock. Silvius tries to lay it up, but he gets blocked hard by Reinhardt, but gets called for the foul. As Silvius is able to go ahead and make these 2 free throws to bring the deficit back within 10. So Dakota is still very well in this game. Dakota passes it over to Andreas. Andreas going to Reinhardt. Passes it back to Feckle. Feckle going back to Andreas. A lot of passing going on. And right now, Feckle gets fouled and won. So Mishima gets what I believe is his 4th as well.
5th.
5th?
Lee and Mishima now have 5 fouls to their name.
So yeah, right now, some very bad foul trouble for both. We can see a nice lob as Redfield was able to slam it in. Excellent find there by Silvius. As Vilka. Taking his time going up against Lawyer. Andreas. Passing up to Kim. Kim passing it into the paint as Reinhardt gets blocked by Derby. And right now, Craig is a little bit frustrated that he didn't get the foul. And right now we get to see Derby with the rock. And he goes for a wild shot, but he's able to make it.
Feeling a little hot there after the block. Decides to take that turnaround jumper.
Yeah, but right now, Dakota got it back within single digits. And right now, Derby is doing fairly well in the second half as Reinhardt going deep into the paint, and he's not able to get it over the big D.
Yeah, Derby not even jumping there, hoping for an easy call, but no foul called, and Redfield can't convert either.
And then Kim bringing it up, trying to pick it up to speed as he tries to go for a quick jumper, and he does not get the lucky roll. Well defended there by Silvius. Redfield bringing it up as he passes to Mishima, passing it to Lawyer. Nice quick passing as Derby was not able to make the jumper. Right here, Reinhardt got his double-double as Reinhardt tried to lay it up and in. So right now, 12 points, 10 rebounds for the night for Craig. Once again, showing what he does off the bench. This Lawyer passes it up to Silvius. Silvius looking to pass it up to Derby. Derby with the jump shot, and he makes it. So right now, the D are filling it a little bit. As he is 21 points for the game, 12 points in the paint. And right now we get to see Andreas passing up to Evans, and Evans gets a nice dunk home. So Silvius bringing it up. Silvius passing up to Mishima. Mishima could hand over Lawyer, and he does so. Passing it back to Silvius. Silvius taking it to Derby. Derby trying to lay it up, and he gets the and one as Craig Reinhardt.
Please stop combining their names.
I don't know why I keep doing
Levins, Reinhardt.
It's okay. We all make mistakes. All right, as Feckle wasn't able to make the 3-point. As Silvius passes it up to Derby. Derby is able to get the nice quick jumper, and right now Dakota is now within 2 possessions.
Yeah, Derby feeling it though. That's I think 10 points so far in this quarter alone.
Yeah, but right now we get to see a pass from Banksy. Banksy going to Feckle. Kim with the three-pointer. No good, hitting the side of the rim. As Silvius brings it up. Silvius taking his time as he gets an open lay, and he lays it home. So right now we're seeing the offense picking up real quick for Dakota, as now they're only down within 4. Never mind. Banksing with the answer as he dunks it home. Biloxi back up by 6. And right now the crowd is cheering defense as Lawyer gets to Rock, passing it back to Silvius. And right now Silvius passing it to Derby. Almost got tipped and stolen, but Derby was able to clean it up, laying it in.
Cool composure from the Deer, considering the ball had been tipped. He was able to corral it and deciding to not try and dunk it as he saw Feckle come flying in to defend him.
And right now, Kim being guarded real heavily by the Weasel. And Kim getting a nice screen. He was able to pull it back, and he goes for a 3. No good, air ball.
May have been blocked there, can't tell.
Yep, it's Silvius. Brings it up. Silvius passing up to Lawyer. Lawyer trying to throw it up. No good. Ben Evans has been fouled out. So, Lawyer bringing it up. And he's able to make the second. So now the Biloxi Voodoo are without Lee Evans, and Dakota is only down by 2. Bankston with a fadeaway, no good. So right now Dakota has a chance to take the lead with a 3, but
looks like Redfield lost the ball. They're calling voodoo ball here.
Yeah, right now Biloxi actually taking a little bit of a break here as Kim slowly brings it up with only 4 minutes left in the game. But Reinhardt almost costing the turnover, but Bankston was able to try and get the contact, and so he gets to go to the line for 2.
Yeah, just looking at his stats right there, 10 of his 14 points have come from the free throw line. Hasn't converted well from the field, but easily from the line.
Yeah, but right now, Bankston missed his second one, so now Dakota can tie this up with 3. And Silvius passing up to Derby. Derby losing the ball, and Bankston was able to rip it out of his paws as Kim brings it up. Feckle putting it up, and he tried the nice dunk there from Feckle. Feckle just showing it how it's done with that mean dunk as Silvius tries to find a way to get into the paint. Silvius going for the fadeaway jumper, no good. Reinhardt with the board. And right now the crowd is in it. Banksy trying to lay it up, no good. Derby with his 4th foul of the game. And Derby right now is really frustrated with what's going on, as we get to see Banksy going for the first, and he makes it. So now Biloxi slowly pulling it away with 3 minutes left as Banksy both. They're up by 7. So right now, you see a nice pass to Derby. And Lawyer finding a way for the open lane as he's able to get that nice finger roll. Dakota now only down by 5. Kim taking his time, passing up to the rookie Kusick. And Kusick goes over to Banksing. And Kim left all alone in the paint as he's able to lay it up easily. So right now, Lawyer being defended. He passes it up to Sylvia. Sylvia with a long 2, and he's able to make it in. So right now, they are just answering each other, shot after shot. But Dakota has to get a stop here in order to try to cut the deficit down even more. And a nice steal there from Lawyer, and he's able to bring it up. Lawyer, pass it to Derby. Derby laying it up, no good, but Derby with a second chance points, and he wasn't able to get the converted, but he'll go to the line for 2. But Derby not able to make it the first. But he makes the second. So right now, Dakota's only down by 4. Kim bringing it up. got Feckle wide open, but was able to get covered. Passing up to Banksing. Banksing loses the ball. Reinhardt gets it, though. Kusick passing it up to Kim. Kim pulling it back. Kim passing it to Reinhardt. Reinhardt for the long two, and it's good. Right now, Biloxi is up by 6. Lawyer passing up to Sylvia. Sylvia with the long two. No good, hitting the side of the rim. And right now, Banksing with 20 points and 13 rebounds. Banksing showing it up this late in the second half as Kim passing it to Banksing. Banksing laying it up and in. So right now, Biloxi is up by 8. And right now, Sylvius taking his time as he passes it over to Lawyer. Lawyer for 3, and it's good. And right now, Dakota down by 5 once again. And right now, Kusick passing up to Kim. Kim with the long two. And he gets the lucky bounce. And right now, we get to see a timeout once again from Dakota.
Yeah, that's more so to move him up the court with only 46 seconds left and down by 3 possessions. They're looking for another 3 here possibly, just to cut it down a little bit more.
Yep, and Derby with the rock passing up to Lawyer, and Lawyer doing exactly what he needs to do, and he makes the 3. So right now, Biloxi up by 4, and we get a foul from Lawyer.
Yeah, intentionally fouling now, trying to get him to the line, down by 4. All you have to do is try and intercept it here if possible, but actually, Kim going to get the layup.
Nice find there as Kim was able to lay it in. Once again, Biloxi is up by 6. So they're still only down by 2 possessions. They need a 3 here in order to have a chance. And right now, Lawyer, once again, going for the 3, and he makes it. The Cat doing everything to make sure the Vikings stay in it. And right now, we get to see a costly turnover, and Feckle was able to bring it back and slam it back home. That might be the dagger right there as Dakota takes its final timeout.
Yeah, that turnover was going towards Dakota, but then Derby, not realizing Feckle was still there, gave it up. And now we're going to see another almost turnover as Redfield's blocked by Feckle. Feckle literally saving BLV right here with a steal and a dunk, and now a block on Redfield.
And with that, she gets to go on the line for 2. They're in the bonus, and this looks like that this could be the game.
I think it's more than could be. I think it is. They're down by 3 possessions. Dakota may not even bother taking a shot here.
Yeah, right now we get to see Sylvius taking his time. He passes it up to Lawyer. Lawyer with the 3, and he hits the side of the rim, and that'll pretty much do it. So Biloxi able to take it with 7 by 7. 129-122. Excellent game from both sides. We get to see the player of the game. And right now it looks like it's, I believe that was Derek.
Yes, it was. 22 points and 10 assists. A dub-dub coming out from here tonight. And just going to quickly head over to the box scores. I actually could have gone to Sterling as well, but we'll look at this. 22 points from Kim, 10 for 24, 2 for 9. Struggled a bit from the field, but 10 assists helped really open up the lanes for the players to score. Feckle, 13 points, starting 0-5 in the first half. Finally managed to put up some points here. Sterling, though, 14 rebounds to go along with his 22 points, but 12 of his points coming from the free throw line. Kusick, 3 for 10, 7 for 10, and 3 for 5 from the three-point line. 19 points, 5 assists. Reinhardt, double-double himself, 14 points, 12 rebounds, assist, a block, and a steal. 50% from the floor. Looking at Evans, who fouled out there, 7 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks. Reinhardt really stepping up when Lee was in foul trouble to keep the power forward spot, contributing to the team. Lukasidis, a double-double as well with 10 assists, 10 points, 4 for 9 from the field. Newton, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, 4 for 8 from the floor. Mosley, 1 for 1 from the field with 4 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and a block. Not really adding much to his total after the first half. Parsons, perfect night for him. 7 points, 1 rebound, 3 for 3, and 1 for 1 from the three-point land. Neither Butler nor Sokolovic made it onto the floor, so their stats were not adjusted at all. 2 points still for Butler. Switching on over to Dakota, Silvius went into the half with only 1 for 8. Still struggled 6 for 14 for the rest of the game. Only 1 3-pointer for him. 11 assists, though, so he'll have a dub-dub. Lawyer, 31 points, 7 for 12 from three-point land, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Mishima, 14 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, a block, and 2 turnovers. Redfield, 12 points, 6 for 14, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Derby, close to a 30 for 20, but only 29 points, 19 rebounds. 11 for 17, and 7 for 11 from the three-point free throw line. Rose, unable to get a single point up with only 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Looking over at this defensive lineup for the starters, everyone with a steal. Silvius with 3 blocks on Kim, Mishima with a block, and Derby with a block, so 5 blocks from the starters for Dakota. Looking at the bench now, Fulton, 8 assists, 5 points. Samantha, 7 points, 4 rebounds, and a block. Tanner, 6 rebounds, 2 points. Allen, 5 points, again not really adding anything to his total since he didn't get any playing time in the second half, as did Poitier and Hayes. From the bench, shot better than we kind of expected, over 50%. However, not a lot of points overall, as Samantha led the bench in points with 7, 3 of which coming from the free throw line. So really the only thing I see from the bench that's of noteworthy is Fulton's 8 assists with only 17 minutes on the floor, almost matching Silvius in that regard. And as we head over to the overall breakdown of the game, look at that number of possessions, almost equivalent as is the field goal percentage. 3-pointers equal. The big difference is the free throws and that 1 extra basket, as BLV 83 from the free throw line with 24 conversions, whereas Dakota only 24 attempts with 19.
Yeah, and going over back to the bench, it just goes to show that how important the depth comparisons are between the two teams. While Dakota was able to bring it back home late in the game, it just pretty much that with the fact that their bench seems a little bit non-existent. Of course, Ronnie did had a pretty nice game, doing a lot of great passing throughout. But other than that, it's really nothing that you can really say that can make you feel confident when it comes to the Bikers, when it comes to their bench.
Right, even the rookie Rose not really stepping up here tonight or in the series as a whole, truthfully. As you said, 46 points coming out from the bench for BLV compared to 19 from Dakota. Huge difference in scoring between the two. Almost every other stat was equivalent for the two. And as you look even down there, Dakota never had a lead in this game. BLV did have a 20-point lead at one point, and Dakota's closest they came to bringing it back was that 3-point deficit there with the costly turnover from Derby.
Yeah, and I have to say, in late in the game, what great heroics from Feckle. Just being able to just be there defensively when the team really needed them most. When it seemed like that Dakota was able to catch up with those threes that John was able to knock down late in the game. But with Feckle being able to take a couple of more turnovers, really did help out.
Very much so, especially that slam dunk there at the end off that turnover. Rather than holding onto the ball and killing the shot clock, she saw she had an opportunity to put the dagger in the back of Dakota, and she took it. Now, with this game wrapping up, we will be heading back to Dakota, see if they can restore some of the magic with home court advantage once again. I've been Ryan Eastman, and Marcus Baylor has joined me tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't go too far, as we'll be having Game 5 shortly.